If you recall from part 1, these sphere time videos are meant to emulate Heather Feather's circle time videos. So in the spirit of that, I hope you can appreciate the authenticity of the unexpected multi-month long hiatus. This time we're doing Technobabbloo. The missile knows where it is at all times. It knows this because it knows where it isn't. By subtracting where it is from where it isn't, or where it isn't from where it is, whichever is greater, it obtains a difference or deviation. The guidance subsystem uses deviations to generate corrective commands to drive the missile from a position where it is to a position where it isn't, and arriving at a position where it wasn't, it now is. Consequently, the position where it is now the position that it wasn't, and it follows that the position that it was is now the position that it isn't. In the event that the position that it is not the position that it wasn't, the system has acquired a variation. The variation being the difference between where the missile is and where it wasn't. If variation is considered to be a significant factor, it too may be corrected by the GEA. However, the missile must also know where it was. The missile guidance computer scenario works as follows. Because a variation has modified some of the information the missile has obtained, it is not sure just where it is. However, it is sure where it isn't, within reason, and it knows where it was. It now subtracts where it should be from where it wasn't, or vice versa, and by differentiating this from the algebraic sum of where it shouldn't be and where it was, it is able to obtain the deviation and its variation, which is called error. For a number of years now, work has been proceeding in order to bring perfection to the crudely conceived idea of a transmission that would not only supply inverse reactive current for use in unilateral phase detractors, but would also be capable of automatically synchronizing cardinal gram meters. Such an instrument is the turbo encabulator. Now, basically, the only new principle involved is that instead of power being generated by the relative motion of conductors and fluxes, it is produced by the modial interaction of magneto-reluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with the panometric fan. The latter consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented. The main winding was of the normal Lotus O delta type, placed in panendermic semiboloid slots of the stator, every 7th conductor being connected by a non-reversible tremie pipe to the differential girdle spring on the up end of the gram meters. The turbo encabulator has now reached a high level of development and is being successfully used in the operation of novatrunnions. Moreover, whenever a fluorescent score motion is required, it may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal repleneration. First, they take the dingle bop, then smooth it out with a bunch of schleem. The schleem is then repurposed for later batches. They take the dingle bop and push it through the grumbo, where the fleeb is then rubbed against it. It's important that the fleeb is rubbed because the fleeb has all the fleeb juice. Then a schlammy shows up and he rubs it, and spits on it. They cut the phlebe. There are several hizzards in the way. The blamphs run against the trumples, and the plubus and grumbo are shaved away. That leaves you with a regular old plumbus. Has anyone really been far, even as decided to use even go want to do look more like? You've got to be kidding me. I've been further, even more decided, to use even go need to do look more as anyone can. Can you really be far, even as decided, half as much, to use go wish for that? My guess is that when one really been far, even as decided, wants to use even go want, it is then that he has really been far, even as decided, to use even go want to do look more like. It's just common sense.